Yeah. And I wasn't looking.
What was I
So.
thinking there? What
I don't know.
the pattern there?
Yeah. Well. Oh yeah.
There we go. Live there. Live here.
Live here,
Follow
live
on
there.
Twitter. Tell me, guys. As we are.
Everything's hooked up. Everything's going. We're good. We're set. This is a pre-show.
Perfect. We're live.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Tweet, all that fun stuff.
Yes. Oh my goodness. What's that?
Tweet.
Got it sent out?
Discord, not the tweet.
Discord.
Discord.
The Discord.
There is a difference between.
Yeah. I can usually use more than 140 characters in Discord.
There's the.
Okay.
All right.
And then we got the YouTube notifications as well.
Perfect.
So. Nice.
I have a fun little pre-show topic for you.
Okay.
Apparently, last week in Kansas,
Okay.
a woman who had been through a terrible relationship, and I'm not trying to make light of that at all, had broken up with her ex, and her ex apparently attempted to break into her house while she was in there to try and get to her.
Okay.
You may be thinking, where is this going? Hey, bro.
What's up, Will?
She called her brother. Have her brother come and chase the guy away. Her brother shows up with a katana.
Okay.
Didn't even have to draw it. Shows up with a katana, and you can see in the video the guy's hands that was trying to break into the house just like shaking. And then he just leaves. How much power does this man have that he rolls up with a katana still sheathed and solves the problem? What would have happened if he drew that blade? Would the house have been cut in half? Like,
I don't know. He is obviously having some personal problems. He did get just busted trying to break into somebody's house.
Right.
Probably a few things there. Still makes the guy with the katana look good though.
Oh yeah. I love that he's become like the internet's hero. It's been spreading around Twitter, just like, hey, Katana Bro, as people are calling him, shows up and everything's good.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that narrative's been told before.
I'm sure. That's every samurai movie, right?
Oh yeah. Okay, that's what it is.
The Ronin shows up. He's got the katana in his hand. It's not even drawn. Enemy backs off.
It's really funny. We have here, like, and I'm guilty of it too. We have this idea of Ronin, right? This lone. That meant you didn't have a job. Nobody was claiming you.
Right.
You had nowhere to go. I guess technically, homeless does sound cooler in Japanese.
Yeah. But it's a hedge knight too, right? It's hey, you got all the training, you got nothing to do with it.
Yeah. But you can buy you can sell the shirts selling in Japan right now. That's like, yep, I'm a Ronin, and it's got a bunch of stuff. And people are like, of course, around the world, they're like, oh, it must be. No, they failed one of their exams.
Yeah.
So they didn't get placed for a job. They don't have employment.
Yeah.
Therefore, they are Ronin.
Yeah.
And so they erased it.
And
but
they
it's
have
really
to
kind
be,
of funny. It's just a little bit different.
They have to be Ronin because they go out of the house. Otherwise, they'd be hikikomori.
Yes. Be shut-ins.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me though. You talking about how their word sounds cooler for homeless, and it does absolutely. Have you seen the people and I'm not trying to make fun of anybody here, but I will say if you are one of the people that does this and you're watching this, you really need to reevaluate things. That goes like, yeah, I've been studying up on Japan, and they don't just say you had like you got to see a tree. They call it a sakura. And that means the peace as the leaves fall down. It's like, no, it just means that kind of tree. Like, what do you mean? Or they're like, yeah, they have this saying, Nenkuru Naisa, which means whatever is going to happen is going to happen. And you just need to accept that that's how life goes. It's like, yeah, so do we. It's called, it is what it is.
What it is. The French have it too. It's called C'est la vie.
No. It's just, I love that idea of like, what's this foreign concept? No, it's really not though. And I retweeted one. I retweeted one the other day that was like, yeah, I love it when people call the moon ski because it's moon. But I also love it when people call the moon moon because that's how language works. Oh.
And it's not. I understand because there is some like concepts there that if I'd been raised in Japan, I'd think about differently.
Yeah.
Than I would. Like the I always forget about. I mentioned it before. I forget the name of it. Forget how I say it. The if your bowl cracks, you would fix it with gold.
Right.
Put a gold line on there. And embrace the defect.
Right. Yeah, that's not really the way we look at things here.
No, we're thrown away.
Yeah.
So there's some stuff, but yeah, some of the stuff that's like, isn't it cool? It's like, wait a minute. Let's think through this, not just about it.
Yeah. Exia R4 special is 7 swords. Awesome, man. You haven't seen. We're gonna do this last pre-show thing and then we'll get started. But you haven't seen Gundam 00 yet. But there is a really, really cool Gundam 00 suit that never was put in the show. And it upsets me that it never got in the show. Because it's not like they went, hey, here's a manga side story that it's in. They went, hey, here's this cool kit while the show's airing. And everybody's like, oh, yeah, when's this going to show up? And then it doesn't. And it's called the Exia Avalanche. And like 2 years later, they made a manga about it. And it's like, come on. I wanted to see it animated.
Look, you got it made. Just write a story.
Also, I've just realized that I wore my favorite shirt today, which it is. It's my favorite shirt. It's my Proto Man shirt. But it's also green, and I'm in front of a green screen. So
yeah.
I wore it for reasons. It's my favorite shirt. It's my day. Yeah, so let's kick things off here.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Full Spectrum Podcast. My name is Trey.
I'm Rungren.
We've got some stuff to talk about. I'm actually really excited about the stuff we have today because some of it is really cool and some of it is really depressing. And we're going to be riding this roller coaster.
Okay. All right.
As we always do, let's start with weeks. How's your week been, Rungren?
Pretty good. Hadn't been bad. Wednesday I played the Haunted Island, the Frog Detective game. Yeah, it wasn't bad. It's a. I want to say childish, but I don't want to put any of the like some of the bad connotations that might go with it. But yeah, like you can play along with your 4-year-old. The story, straight. It's got cool stuff in there. It was a nice, relaxing game.
Yeah.
That. Yeah.
Cool music.
Nothing. The music was outstanding. For sure. That was definitely the highlight of the game.
You have any cross race the X Avalanche? Nice.
They I don't think that they were trying to do anything like groundbreaking. Like they're gonna have this big immense story or anything. It was nice. It was a nice game. I beat it in the hour.
Yeah.
I was playing it, got to the end of it. So and I don't know, it's been a while since I've had a game like that. Where you just go straight through. And like I said, this is a simple game.
Yeah.
This is not, they're not groundbreaking graphics or nothing like that. It's not why this game was made.
Yeah.
But it's been a while since I've had a game where I can sit down and you go through it, and you get the story and you beat it. It doesn't take you weeks.
Right.
Like that. So I enjoy that game, man. That was a nice little game.
Cool.
Yeah, and yes, the music was really good on it.
I saw that they announced a sequel at the end of it, which is the Invisible Wizard. Sounds cool.
That's the second part of it?
Yeah, that's what it said it was called at the end of the game.
Oh, yeah, yes.
That's kind of cool.
That. Yeah, maybe. It was fun. It was fun. It was, in the best way possible, it was a cute game.
Yeah.
So also I ran around on Lotro Monday.
Yes.
On that, just doing some stuff with my main character, with Rungren, 140th level hunter, just doing what I wanted to. But I'm excited, and there's a couple of leaks. Well, they're not really leaks because the Lotro's new patch is live on the Bull Roar server, which is a test server. They got patch notes out for that.
Yeah.
And I looked into a couple of them. I'm not going to give you all of them, but I got to give you a couple. One is how they're doing the free riding.
All right.
So when you leave the intro level, you should have a horse.
Okay.
You leave. Yeah. Now it hadn't been that long since you went through it, but you remember a quest where it basically taught you how to use the Lotro store.
Yeah.
Yeah, they give you 10 gold, you spend 10 gold to get, or 10 Lotro points to get the second half of the quest, right?
Yeah.
Well, in that quest, either that quest or if they change them up a little bit, in that when you do that and you use that in the Lotro store, they have that little tutorial to the Lotro store, you're going to get your horse and your riding trait when you complete the second half of that. So I think that's very cool. Yes, I'm very happy about that. I'm glad. A couple other things. There's a lot. A couple other things. They went from 5 on the quest guide. You want to have them on the side for looking at them. There's going to be now 10 slots instead of just 5.
Oh,
yes,
that's pretty great.
That is because we bunch them up. You saw when we run through there, you end up you end up turning in more quests than you had on your tracker. It's weird,
right?
There's a bunch, but I'm going to go into one more, and this is for me. I don't think this will affect you at all.
Okay.
But you know how when you go up a level, you get a class trait point.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that stopped at a certain level when you went to somewhere in Rohan. I think it was 70, 80, 70. I can't remember exactly. The stop, you stop getting them go like every 2 levels, or you had to go do something, finish a D, something like that. Yeah. Now you're just going to get a point a level.
Nice.
That may not seem like a huge deal, and on your first playthrough, it's not, because you're going to be going off and doing maybe some extra things, exploring. But if you want to, if you're leveling an alt, it does become a pain.
Yeah.
You may not, you're not going to be exploring as much. But now it's kind of balance that out, and your alt can, will be just as good.
Very cool.
So there's some other things. The new zones look cool. I can't wait to get you into it. I don't know when we're going to get the patch. Some Wednesday.
Yeah.
But I want to. I want to see you on a horse and get.
Yeah.
Look, Will, we've talked about this. Will,
we gotta get some double Zeta first. Look, I'm gonna go out on this. I will die on this hill. I don't care how many times people say skip double Zeta. There is information that is important to Char's counterattack in double Zeta. I know I watched Char's counterattack without double Zeta. And was like, what is this? What is going on here?
Need to watch. Yeah. We had this discussion actually I had this discussion the other night. And I have a feeling until we get to Char's counterattack, he's going to be doing this to me.
Yeah.
He's going to be doing this to me.
That's like a good run, too. Like first Gundam, Zeta Gundam, double Zeta Gundam, Char's counterattack. Much as I have my problems with double Zeta, that's like a good run. And then after that, we get into the cool, strange stuff.
Yeah, he had to bail me out on the other night. I couldn't remember the Gundam that you were watching, and somehow I got on. what Disney characters would play in Gundam. So anyway, that was good. Well, how has your week been, sir?
My week's been pretty good. It's been kind of busy. I was sick for a good chunk of it. But sick in such a way that, like, I'm not just bedridden. I just can't leave the air purified zones. I've talked about this a couple times in the past. I'm a pretty bad asthmatic. I need to be in the purified air when I'm not breathing well to be able to breathe well. And so it was a lot of time spent at my computer, but unable to record voice work to be able to record videos. So instead, I started a project. I'm doing a run of Elden Ring with just a bow, with a rule that is I can only attack enemies with a bow. And since you can't hit enemies with the bow, it means I have no melee attack at all. I have to rely on arrows. Which makes me play in a very different way. And I'm recording B-roll of the whole thing, and I'll put it together into one big supercut with narration over it and everything when I'm done. But you always see those videos on YouTube that are like, can you beat this game with this? Or obviously anybody can beat Elden Ring with a bow with enough time and practice, right? The question is, can I beat Elden Ring with just a bow?
Didn't know.
Since I'm kind of not great at those games, even though I love them. So that's the premise we're going into, and I'm allowing myself to use the Spirit Ash summons because otherwise I would just have to farm by standing there and watching two enemies kill themselves, like each other, for hours until I could get further in the game. So I'm allowing spirit summons because I'm not gonna not do that.
You're not insane. You're not a psychopath.
Yeah. But I'm not summoning in other players. I'm just relying on what's in the game already. And I've taken down 2 bosses so far and had one attempt on a boss that cost me most of my arrows, which I lost, and then had to go farm for arrows again. So,
there you go. Well,
but
got your work cut out for you, buddy.
It's going to be fun, I think. I'm still working on that. But
I have no doubts. I'm sure you could.
I've been playing more Vampire Survivors.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really loving that game. That game is just, hey, I have like 10, 15 minutes. I'm going to put a run into that. I get a bunch of gold. I'm going to buy some upgrades for the next time I get to play. And then I'm going to do it again. It's kind of what Dead Souls was for me for a long time.
Yeah.
I've gotten to the point now in Dead Souls where I've progressed to the point where any run is going to be like 20 plus minutes every time. And so this game has kind of replaced that for me. But it's fun. I really like it. I unlocked another character because you unlock characters after a point, not by buying them with gold. You start to buy them with gold, but you can't see them on the menu. You unlock them by leveling up individual traits or weapons to a high enough tier, and then the game goes, hey, you unlocked a secret character. And then you have to pay gold to use them, but I unlocked one that automatically recovers health that seems really good.
Yeah,
so
that's always a good thing.
It's slow recovery, but it's recovery. So I'm looking forward to that. And I just really like that game. And then lastly, I beat Path of Fire in Guild Wars 2. That's another thing I did while I was unable to record stuff. That's the second expansion in Guild Wars 2.
Yeah.
And so I still have 2 more Living World seasons, and then then I can finally do the newest expansion. But when you beat Path of Fire, you can start doing the special secret quest to unlock your first flying mount, which is the Griffin, which I did, and now have a flying mount.
Now I have a Griffin. All that was just to say you had a Griffin.
Yes!
All that was just to say that.
So it's not like free flight. It's not like in like a 14 or in a WoW where you get to just like take off from the ground and fly. It's like a flap, and then you have a brief period of time before you can flap again. But you can also glide off of stuff. If you get up high enough, you can glide, and you never quite get all the way back up to the height you were just at by flapping, but it does make it where you can just like glide for a really long time. And it's really cool. I like it a lot.
That's pretty cool.
It's really fun to be able to fly around. And of course, when I unlocked it unlocked it for all of my characters. So even at level 1, they can fly on a griffin, which is really cool.
Nice.
I have 3 more mounts to get, but I have to keep playing through the story to get there. And I really want to finish Enter Dragons before the end of the year for Goaties because it came out at the start of this year. But, man, I don't know. With all the other stuff, I did a list as a YouTube post of just like, hey, here's the stuff we're working on. I've got Xenoblade Chronicles 3 still, Digimon Survive still, Tunic, Tim, Vampire Survivors, and Pokemon is going to come out soon.
Well.
So I'm thinking we might be at the point where Guild Wars 2 has to, like, step back a little.
Maybe time, sir. Maybe.
I need to finish those games. But I also recorded some more Gundam XCOM today.
Okay.
And I'm not going to say how well things went or didn't go, but I was able to recruit a couple more characters, including Kiriyamato from Gundam Seed and Seed Destiny. And then I'm training him right now. We'll see how that turns out. I'm hoping he's just as lucky as he is in the show.
All right.
But all I'm going to say is Amuro Ray continues to be the most dependable person on my team. And if not for him, I think we might have already lost to the aliens. So it does make me really excited for... Yeah, we got to play Kira's Cry for sure. It does make me really excited for Gundam Myth because I am constantly stressed out while I'm playing XCOM. Because XCOM 2, I don't know if you played XCOM 2, but you played the older XCOMs, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, like, the older XCOMs, you have... Like, the gameplay is still pretty much that. Newer graphics, but still pretty much that, right? But then, in XCOM 2 specifically, you have a time limit, and you have a bunch of things you need to be doing all at once. And so the game is trying to get you to choose the things that are important to you, right?
So well, it's not near as laid back as the original XCOM can be.
No.
Okay.
I want all those things that are available, and I don't have the time to get them all. And so, like, I'll go to the map, and it'll be like 16 things on the right, slowly ticking down time-wise. Like, man, come on now. I just want to play the cool missions. So, you know, Gundam Myth will be a lot more relaxing, I think. Though, in that game, who knows what's going to happen? Shark could wind up getting turned into a rock creature. There's no way to know. So we'll see. But, you know, things continue as they do. All right. I don't think there's anything else for weeks I can think of.
Okay.
So let's move on into reviews. Okay. So you haven't heard Kira's Cry yet in the Japanese version, and I can't play it for you right now, but I am going to go ahead and play it for the chat.
All right.
Because Kiriyamato has a cry scene that is incredible.
Man. The description of it is very...
Just imagine...
Somehow I knew exactly what that was going to sound like before the description.
Just like... And I'm sure Discord butchered that. But let's talk some reviews.
All right.
I'm excited about this first one.
Okay.
Because it's 2022, and we're talking about Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Oi. Okay. I go about the middle. 86.
Okay.
It
I
may
remember
not
when
be
this game came
near.
out many years ago. It's not the same game. It's not.
With that.
All right,
I don't
chat.
know.
What do you think?
Huh?
Is that a score, Will? Is that a score?
Yes,
that's right.
perfectly.
I gotta take Rengard's name off the ice cream wall. He hasn't earned it yet this week.
Oh.
He's on the Ice Cream Hall of Fame. Score is 75.
Oh, that's pretty low. I figured it'd be higher for the. Of course, they've made a lot of missteps lately, so.
Yeah. So let's go with COG Connected, which obviously is the site that originally was made for Gears of War, all connected. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 will not convince non-believers to jump into Call of Duty. If you're a fan, you'll be buying it. If you're a Relapse fan, you'll likely come back. I don't know about that one. And if you hate Call of Duty, you'll still hate it. It's a solid effort with well-designed campaign that feels like you're playing a summer blockbuster movie. The multiplayer, although severely lacking some key ingredients such as hardcore, the ability to ping, and crossplay issues, is still quite enjoyable. It's still Call of Duty multiplayer, but it brings enough fresh tweaks to keep us fans happy.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to read 3 for some of these this week because I have to. Next up is Survivor. Outside of those missteps, the remaining missions are all top-notch, and that's why they'll be spoken about less. They meet the lofty expectations of a Modern Warfare campaign. Infinity Ward has deliberately varied the pacing to avoid monotonous murdering, and while it doesn't flow quite as well as Modern Warfare 1, it's a nice mix that compels you to keep playing just one more mission until suddenly the credits roll. That's Modern Warfare 2's campaign. It isn't as innovative as the past Modern Warfare games, nor does it have as many iconic moments, but for the most part, it's a unified campaign that nails what Modern Warfare should be. Fans of Call of Duty campaigns won't be able to put their controller down.
Okay.
You see why I had to read that one?
Yeah, that kind of wavered. It was like, we're going to give you a review, we're going to give you an advertisement. We're going to give you a review. I don't know how it's better. Go ahead. One more, huh?
Yeah, the last one is from IGN themselves.
Okay.
It says, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2's campaign is a lackluster follow-up to its refined predecessor, saved by its best-in-class shooting.
Okay.
80.
I don't think with what they rate. I'm going to 72.
Okay.
72. We'll give us that 80.
Score is 58%.
Ooh. Golly. Boy, they missed with this one, didn't they?
Yeah, there were some tweaks here and there that might have done some stuff. All right. Next up, we have Resident Evil Village, Shadows of Rose DLC. But it's still got a full review section on the site and everything.
Okay.
And I like to talk about Resident Evil, so,
Right? 80. 84.
Okay. Remember, if you're playing at home, chat, you can always put your suggestions in the YouTube comments as well, even after the stream's over. You can still play the game because you can pause it before I tell you that the score is 74.
Okay.
Got a few reviews for you. Game Grin says the Winter's expansion is a beautiful extension of what Village already has, offering plenty of new ways to have fun, whether that means making the base game easier or getting to punch everyone in the face as Chris Redfield. But the real tour de force here is Shadows of Rose, a storyline that offers a more psychological style of horror than the franchise usually plays with, and is worth every penny.
Okay. That sounded like somebody who really enjoyed it.
Yep.
I mean, you tell me something that's worth every penny. I don't know. Okay.
God is Geek says Resident Evil Village Winter's expansion offers new ways to play the game, and Shadows of Rose is pretty good, but it's quite short and didn't leave me satisfied by the time the credits rolled.
Okay. Well, it's DLC. I don't know.
I have one more for you here.
Okay.
However, I have to fix the ice cream wall because even though I just took your name off of it, it's back on there again.
You can't stop me.
There we go. The Gamer says Shadows of Rose is a shorter, worse version of Resident Evil Village. It's so committed to recreating a micro version of Village and following its beat for beat that even Then it even copies its major flaws. It concludes in the same location with the same info dump of lore that quickly wraps up all the loose threads. It ends with the same boss fight, somehow even more clunkier and frustrating this time, and unbelievably also ends with the exact same cutscene. The scene where character visits, and they said the name, but I'm trying to avoid spoilers for people that,
Fair enough.
Character visits character's grave at the end of Village isn't the start of Shadows of Rose, it's the end of it. There's no new context that makes the scene more meaningful, and in fact, that weird line where the character calls her character is an even more bizarre thing to say after these events. Capcom is quickly running out of Resident Evil games to remake, and this expansion didn't give me a lot of hope for the future. They seem pretty upset.
Right. It says something in the other review about the them going to a more psychological kind of view. I think Resident Evil kind of moved away from that.
Yeah,
and I don't know. It really didn't hit me how much it's like. Yeah, it's a lot more action than it used to be.
Yeah,
used to be it was about there was some action, but it's really about finding the clues.
Right,
and then you had even the boss fights. There's always a couple ways to win, but there was one surefire way.
Yeah,
if you had the right weapon, right whatever, that you're gonna win. I don't know.
I think Village does a little bit to get away from that. There's a couple areas in that game where there's no combat at all. It's just a psychological horror. But 7 is straight combat for the most part.
Yeah. Interesting. All right. So the recommended score, 74.
Okay.
We got 80-74.
Score is 57%.
Golly.
Not
man.
Very well. But you want to talk about a franchise that's been doing well over the years? Let's talk about Star Ocean, the Divine Force. Now, Star Ocean is a long-standing series that did really well for the first 4 games or so. And then the last couple games have been not as well, is maybe the way to put it. So is this the return to form for Star Ocean, the JRPG franchise that shook the world? Or is this just more of integrity and faithlessness? I thought that was really clever, using the title of 5.
I'm a little torn on this, because I'm wondering, because they have just ridden on the name for a while, it seemed like.
Yeah. Look, I gave integrity and faithfulness the best shot I could. I played that game for 15 hours. Well past when I was having fun. Welcome back, Will. Well past when anything good was going on. I tried. And at the end of the day, the only reason I gave it that extra 3 hours is because the mage girl, whose name I can't even remember, that was wearing the checkerboard pants. Because guess what? The pants were cool. That was it.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. 80.
Okay. Will says 69.
He might be a lot closer. Let's see what we got.
The score is 73.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Digitally downloaded. I love this review, by the way. Says, I don't want to take anything away from this game. I've enjoyed Star Ocean the Divine Force more than any game in the series since the 3rd one. The developers have calibrated just about everything about this game perfectly, from the classically entertaining JRPG plot and characters to the incredible aesthetics and superb pacing. The Divine Force is by no means a short game, but it has a way of making the hours fly past so that it never feels like it's dragging on your time. Yes, the combat is a little unrefined and too pacey for its own good, but it's still very playable and totally worth dealing with to enjoy the most exotic JRPG of 2022. What does that mean, exotic JRPG? What's that mean?
I'm not sure. Not sure, but apparently it's the most one.
Because like I'm playing Digimon Survive and Xenoblade Chronicles 3 right now. Like,
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, I do have 3 for you for this one too. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey Poor Player says Star Ocean the Divine Force admittedly has a number of issues. A poor interface, a main story which isn't all that interesting, and certain character designs that just look bad. For me, however, its strengths more than overcame those issues. With a truly charming cast of characters, intense and enjoyable combat, and a novel twist in character who makes moving around both in and out of combat a joy. It won't be for everyone, but fans of the series or genre who have spent years waiting for a Star Ocean game worth their time will find this exactly the sort of B game they don't make enough of anymore.
Okay.
This last review. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say there seemed to be some nostalgia in there, just a little bit.
A little bit.
Touch.
Faith says 74. Hey, Faith.
Well, hello.
Worth playing for our final review for this tonight says, I wanted to like Star Ocean the Divine Force a lot more than I did. It has a lot of interesting ideas and concepts, and I'm a prime target for Star Ocean 2 nostalgia bait. The game didn't have the time or budget to do what it wanted to do, and what we have is a half-baked title that does very little well. The story is dull, the combat is repetitive and poorly balanced, and the unique features fall by the wayside as the game progresses. There are glimmers that something great could have been created, but it isn't the game that we ended up with. It's difficult to recommend the Divine Force to even die-hard JRPG fans, since the game's few strengths are eclipsed by its many flaws. Wait for a sale if you're curious, but otherwise there are plenty of other better JRPGs to play this year.
Okay.
Will says 59.
59. I'm going to say 68.
Okay.
68, yes. Will's probably a lot closer. That last one was kind of brutal.
Yeah. The score is shopping, but 54. I understand. The score is 48%.
Oh. That's rather brutal, sir.
I think I know if I'll be picking up this Star Ocean or not. Finally, we have a very late edition.
Okay.
Ghost Song. Now, this one will probably need a little bit of explanation. This is an Old Moon game being published through Humble, and it is a really interesting-looking Metroidvania that has like a really nice art style. I'm going to see if I can save this image and drag it over here real quick.
Okay.
So chat can see it, and I'll send it to you.
All right.
An image in a new tab.
I'll take a look, sir, and see what it looks like.
There. Go, and then I'll copy image and to you.
Mm-hmm. I'm waiting. Show it to me.
So there you go, chat. It's almost there. There it goes.
Ooh. It does look pretty cool.
Yeah, I am digging that. And you know how much I love Metroidvania, so I'm interested right now.
Is that kind of looks cell shaded, doesn't it?
It does have a little bit of cell shaded in it, it looks like.
Interesting. Like the look.
Dude. What are you thinking? Wilson's 99.
99.
Wilson, that looks sick. 99. I mean, I'm with you. That's what my heart says right now, too. But
I'm going to go 89.
Okay.
I'm going to 79, 99, 89. We're going to stay with the nines.
The score is 84.
Okay.
Got a couple of interesting little reviews here, I think. Let's go with God is a Geek. Says, Ghost Song is a fantastic game that blends Metroid and Dark Souls to create an experience that's tense, touching, and tough to put down. I just wanted to read that one because Metroid Dread got the Dark Souls thing as well, because you could respawn like you could in the previous Metroid games.
Yes.
Most video games that exist. But for a better review, that actually makes sense. Game Grin says, Ghost Song is a perfect mix of Metroid and Hollow Knight, creating a gorgeous-looking game full of exploration, a great story, and a creepy atmosphere. If you like Metroidvania-style games, make sure you check out this title. I will. I will be making sure I check out this title. I love Metroidvanias. It's my favorite genre. However, you might want to hear some other opinions. So, PSX Brazil says, Ghost Song isn't a bad experience, but one that shows glimmers of excellence without fully realizing it. With so many Metroidvania titles on the market today, and with more polished experiences, it's hard to recommend Ghost Song.
Okay. I think I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm gonna go
Looks interesting to me too, Faith.
82.
Okay.
I don't think it'll be that high. I think that's what I'm gonna shoot for. That's infinite damage.
Jackpot. The score is 90%.
Okay. Golly, something got recommended finally.
Yeah. Also, for anybody who's like, hey, why didn't you talk about the reviews for the new Strangers of Paradise DLC? It's because it doesn't have its own separate listing on the website. It just is bundled into the main game. But I strongly recommend people to hold on with buying that season pass for another week if you haven't yet, because it seems like that DLC might actually lock you out of some modes once you complete it. And I don't know why they would have done that, but wait for some more testing, because apparently it locks you out of the infinite MP mode that you unlock after you beat the game. Why would you do that?
Rude.
So we'll see. We'll see. Just hold on that if you're, yeah, you know what I mean. Let's get into announcements.
All right.
So let's talk about a kind of crazy announcement. They're making a Witcher 1 remake.
Sure they are.
And it's going to be made with Unreal 5.
I'm sure it'll look pretty.
Yeah, I'm sure it will too. I don't.
Was it originally on Unreal 3?
It was. And look, I'm gonna be the first one to say this. I know I'm the guy that never played Witcher 3 like to any great amount of time. I love Witcher 2. I did not love Witcher 1. I tried to go back and play it after beating Witcher 2, and I did not like it all that much. I don't know if it's the controls or what. Maybe it just was a bad week for me, but
fair enough.
I don't have any real desire to play this remake either.
Well, I want to keep this. I think they decided to do this before what's our second announcement.
Yeah, we're going to get to that one. But they did specify that this is going to be made by a Polish studio called Fool's Theory. It's not going to be made by CD Projekt, but it will have veteran Witcher staff working with them. And this is the previous title that was Canis Majoris. So this is the one, the rumored project that was Canis Majoris in the wolf, basically, in the Witcher rumor mill. So this is that. We'll see, We'll see.
Yes, we'll see.
But we won't see Henry Cavill in it. Because in kind of a really weird story that we're going to have to break into, it's an announcement, but it's also sort of news. Henry Cavill is leaving The Witcher. And is being replaced by, I had his name, Liam
Hemsworth.
Hemsworth, thank you. Yes.
Yeah, Thor's brother.
Yeah. When
Not
people
Loki.
saw this, right? When people saw this, they got really upset because they were like, he's doing this because he wants to play Superman. He's choosing Superman over Geralt, even though he's talked about how much he loves Geralt.
That's not what I heard.
That's not why he's doing it. He's doing it because the writers don't like or know anything about. Hey,
Hello.
The Witcher. Hello, DMDB. And he has been trying for the last seasons, the last 3 seasons, I guess now, to get them to let him say more things as Geralt, to get them to let him be Geralt from the books.
Yeah.
And
the problem is he's a huge fan.
Yes.
And
Geralt
so
is his dream role.
Yeah, he wants to do the story.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's kind of messed up. And yeah, he's going back and being Superman, and maybe that would have been tough, but that doesn't hold water.
I agree.
As the reason why.
I agree. And he's been pretty vocal about being upset with a team that makes The Witcher for a while. This is just, hey, they wouldn't listen, so he left. He said many times that to him, Geralt is a philosopher. That's the way that he is in the book. An amateur philosopher who, if you play the games, that's kind of what he is there too, even though the games are different from the books. He's not just quiet man that barely talks,
No, this isn't. No, they're not. You're not making a medieval Pale Rider or Man with No Name, right? You're not doing that. That's not that. It's different. Yeah. And he's a certain type of nerd. He's gonna know it. He's gonna know it through and through. And if he's not gonna like changes,
that's right.
Apparently, he doesn't like changes. So
this would be like if you asked me to play Amuro Ray, and then you tried to remove the scene where Mr. Bright hits him.
Especially if you get me to play Mr. Bright, because I would be so mad if you take that scene out.
Right? It just, that dream casting right there. I love that scene. People are going to take that the wrong way, but I mean it. Like, I'd love to do that scene. I want to be Amuro Ray.
I don't know. If I light my hair a little bit, think I can pull off Char, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
I probably have to shave.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah. Then I get left.
It would. Like, imagine you tried to do a story like that and you cut out that much of the character, or you took somebody went, hey, let's redo Zeta and let's have Camille just be like the most empathetic guy ever. Like, what? That's not Camille. And it brings to mind all the stuff with Christopher Lee with Saruman and Peter Jackson, but Peter Jackson listened.
Yes. Yeah. Oh man, you bring out Lord of the Rings. It's kind of weird. This is happening now. I think it would have been big news anyway.
Yeah.
But with the flop, depending on sources, of Rings of Power,
right?
Through that, this seems to be a little bit louder.
Yeah.
Of like, hey, these aren't your stories, but I don't know.
Either way, I wish Henry Cavill luck in his role as Superman. He doesn't need it. He's great at it already. But, Henry Cavill, if you ever want to come on the podcast, make a statement about your time as Geralt or anything, or you want to talk Warhammer with me, we can talk Custodes. I painted Custodes not that long ago. They're not here on the desk, so I can pick them up, but we can talk Custodes. I know they're your favorite. Anyway, let's move on. Let's get into the Game Pass games for this month. I did get asked the other day, like, hey, why do you only cover Game Pass and not PS Plus and, like, Humble Choice? Like, well, we do cover the other ones.
Yeah.
But Game Pass is every week. Like,
yeah, they're going to have an announcement. Yeah.
So, if it looks like we're only covering Microsoft, it's not what's going on. So we got some Game Pass news again, of course. We have a couple games that are coming in. We have The Legend of Tianding coming to Cloud Console PC. Why did none of my images versus page? This one seems pretty cool. 20th century, Taiwan's under control of Imperial Japan. You play as legendary outlaw and folk hero Liao Tianding as you kung fu fight your way through the colorful streets of Taipei.
What? No.
Yeah.
No, you do not kung fu fight. You're in Taiwan.
That's just what they said. I'm just telling you what they said.
All right, I guess.
Then The Walking Dead: A New Frontier. Complete Seasons coming to PC, and The Walking Dead Michonne. These are both the Telltale miniseries versions. Coming soon, Ghost Song that we just talked about is coming to Game Pass on November 3rd.
Nice.
There'll be a video. Football Manager 2023 is coming to Game Pass PC on November 8th. Football Manager. Go ahead.
I believe that is soccer, not.
It is football. Football Manager 2023 console is coming on November 8th as well. Console version of the game, of course. Return to Monkey Island is finally going to be coming in on November 8th, so we can stop bringing it up every time we have one of these. And then Vampire Survivors is coming to console on November 10th. That's cool. Great game.
Interesting.
Pentiment is coming to all three November 15th. And Somerville is coming to console and PC November 15th. Now, going away is Football Manager 2022, PC and console version. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Art of Rally on November 15th. Fae Tactics on November 15th. Next Space Rebel, One Step from Eden, and Supraland all on November 15th. You know, kind of a shame. One Step from Eden's a cool game. Probably check that out. Fae Tactics seems cool. I haven't played it, but it seems cool.
Somerville sounds so familiar, and I can't remember it. I have to look it up later.
I don't remember what it is, but I'm interested in trying Tianding and Ghost Song for sure.
Right on.
Oh.
Very good.
All right. Then moving past that, we have kind of a crazy announcement.
Yeah, it's redacted.
Let's talk about Mewgenics.
About what? What are we talking about?
Let's talk about Mewgenics.
Okay.
So, people might remember Mewgenics. It was announced like 10 years ago.
Terrible name.
It is, but we'll get to what it is. It was announced like 10 years ago, and it was being made by Edmund Millen, the creator of Binding of Isaac, and it was supposed to be a cat breeding life sim with Pokemon-style combat.
Look, if you got two cats, it's fun. It's going to happen.
It was originally going to be made as a Meat Boy game, and it was shown back in PAX 2013. However, due to a bunch of different reasons, he had to cancel it. Some of it was disagreements about how the revenue split was going to go with Team Meat. And some of it was just, hey, he wasn't able to make it at the time. But it's coming back. It's back on the table again. And he's now working with Tyler Glale, who helped McMillan make The End Is Nigh sometime back. What it now is a tactics-based cat breeding sim where you breed your cats to fight. Like, and as he, in his own words, like a mix between Dungeons and Dragons, as if it was a tabletop game, and Into the Breach. And
this guy must have. This guy's got some really dark skeletons in his closet, or really dark, twisted sense of humor.
This is the guy who made Binding of Isaac, the game about the little baby that has to fight back against his mother that has locked him in the basement. Lest we forget.
Yeah. Golly.
So your cats will have different classes. You can have them hide in grass to increase their dodge chance, but grass is flammable, so your cat will be set on fire. You also have like weather and kind of a crazy thing. Of course, there's breeding mechanics. You breed your cats to get better cats. The way the game progresses is that after so many rounds of doing stuff, your home will be attacked while you're out adventuring by a boss, and only your oldest parent cats can fight. And after enough of those, you'll have a big final boss fight. That's all we know about the game right now. It sounds completely ridiculous.
It does. But look, I would feel uncomfortable playing this game just because of the name of it.
Yeah, that's fair. I love chat's reaction too.
Yes, that's nice and cute. Wow. Okay.
So I felt like that one had to be to be brought back. Once I heard it was coming back, I was pretty excited about that.
Oh my god. Okay.
I don't know if I'll ever play it, but
Wow.
Let's get into the news now that we've dropped that bombshell. Doctor Who is coming to Fall Guys.
That makes more sense than Eve.
Oh, for
online.
sure. For
of course, because they say that. Try to be tactful. Hold on.
Yeah.
If everything in the Hughverse is going so great, why are you bringing David Tennant back as the 14th Doctor?
I agree.
That should not. That should not happen.
Now, if I asked you who was going to be the skins, what would you say? Who do you think? How many skins do they get, and then who do you think they're going to be? Because I know the answer.
Oh, I don't know how many skins they get.
They get 4.
Okay. David Tennant, Matt Smith. You can pick. Shoot. My name, Faith Ann, help me. 4th Doctor. And unless they go with companions, I don't know if they would go with companions.
You were thinking of Tom Baker.
Yeah, Tom Baker. Thank you. Tom Baker and the original Doctor. I think that would be 4. That would be really cool. Unless they go with the companions, because I could see them putting Rory. Rory would fit really well into Fall Guys.
Yeah, I agree. The 4 they chose are the 4th Doctor, Tom Baker.
The scarf. Yes.
The 13th Doctor, Jodie Whittaker. The 14th Doctor, David Tennant again.
Yeah.
And a Dalek.
Okay. All right. Exterminate. I want to play a Dalek. Man.
It's so dumb, too, because you can see the feet underneath. That's right. You can see the feet and the arms coming out of the Dalek costume, and it's like, all right, look, you broke it. That you should be able to see it.
They should have just went with the villains. A Dalek. A Cyberman.
100%.
You couldn't do the Weeping Angels because you're like, all right, I might win this race, but as long as nobody's looking at me.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So you can't go with that one.
Go with the silence, I guess.
Oh, yes.
You couldn't go with Vashta Nerada, though.
Ooh. I want to play an Ood. I want to be
an
Ood in Fall Guys.
That's the right 4 choices.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's
why is nobody asking us?
Thing. I don't understand. But hey, at least they got the 4th Doctor in there. That's the right choice when you're coming to skins. That's the right choice.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. He's very iconic. As far in the Whoverse.
Now, next up, we have no Shar, unfortunately. Next up, we have kind of some weird news. So, Sinoalice is ending. And it is a mobile game that recently got the US release. However, this is a mobile game that has Yoko Taro on board for the story writing. Which means it's not just going to end. Support for this game can't just stop, because that's not how Yoko Taro works. He doesn't like that they're taking it offline, but if they're taking it offline, he's going to be Yoko Taro. And so, when you finish the final mission, you will have a cutscene, and after that cutscene, the game will forcefully log you out, and you will not be allowed to log back in.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, there it is then. You'll no longer need it anyway, one way or another.
You can't help your friends clear the chapter. You can't do anything with it. You're just done. You can't log in. And the team makes it very clear. They go on a whole Twitter thread of look, we know the game's ending. Here's the things you need to know. Here's the criteria to get this final mission. don't do these things until the final day if you don't want to not be able to log in. When you do this final mission, you're done.
Oi.
Opposite of SAO, yeah, that's true. They follow it up with, once you reach the ending, the library will be permanently closed forever. There will be no going back after this. Even if you want to help your friends clear the chapter, there's no way to help directly. Everything will be gone when it's over. Proceed with caution and Godspeed.
Oi. You know what this kind of reminds me of? Without no sponsors or anything. It's just who it is. I have a cell phone, and it's through T-Mobile, right? And just like every cell phone on the planet, at some point in time, it's going to have an update, right?
Yeah.
It's a required update that I have to click. And it gives me, it says that after that update's done, T-Mobile will freaking tell me, congratulations. I'm like, well, why are you congratulating me? I had to, no.
Yep.
That's not what that word means.
Yep.
You should say thank you.
Agree.
That's what it feels like.
I do also want to clarify, because some people are mad about this. This is a gacha game, which means people have put money into this game. But remember also that the game's live service is ending. I'm not saying that it's okay that live service is ending on a game that you put money on, but when it comes to these gacha games that pop up, that is just what happens every time. It's what happened to Dragalia Lost. It's what happened to Lost Paradise. It's going to happen to every gacha eventually. At least this way, when it goes out, you get to have Yoko Taro giving you something weird and fun and cool, instead of just, well, the service ended. It's gone. It's over.
It's done.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
This makes me want to play this game before it ends.
In a weird way, yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess it works.
Somebody will record it. Somebody will record it. I can watch it online. Yeah. They're going to lose the content either way. So at least this way they get a cool way. But that's just me. While we're talking about weird things, Cero has denied Callisto Protocol in Japan. This doesn't happen all that much anymore. Used to happen a lot, but games coming over to Japan normally don't have a problem anymore. Normally it's the other way around, right? Games don't get to come over here. But Cero, the Japanese ratings board, does not like the level of violence in the Callisto Protocol and have thus canceled the game because the developer refuses to comply with their demanded changes. Now, again, a lot of games do get censored in Japan for violence, gore, things like that. But normally it's within the amount that the developer is able to haggle down to. In this case, the developer was not willing to do so, and so Taro has said, no, can't put it out here then, and it will not be allowed to release in Japan.
Oh. That's going to make it ridiculously priced in Japan.
Yep.
Oh, man.
At least
that's weird.
The only good thing is that Japanese players will be able to get the Singapore version, which will have Japanese audio. Because the Singapore version's released with Mandarin Chinese, Japanese, and English for just about every game. But it's still not great.
No. And this brought up in mind a few other games that just over the years. And look, it's not the first game to be censored anywhere.
Right.
There's plenty of countries around the world where lots of games are censored. Remember things. It's weird. It's kind of weird where it's coming from.
Yeah.
That it's censored. But I'm kind of wondering if there's something more to it.
Well, it has to be, because very often, like I said earlier, even Dead Space 1, the Cero said, hey, we need you to change this stuff. And the developer said, okay. So it's the fact that the devs are saying no. Like, what all did they want them to change that made them say no?
Well, some of the things over the years have been like, that blood's too red. So they changed the color of the blood a little bit. So it's not as graphic on screen. But then some games, like, I don't think Japan's one of the country where Manhunter was outlawed.
Right. It was not.
So that's really weird.
I think it's specifically gore, and Callisto Protocol being like a Dead Space-like, we'll probably have a lot of that. But
yeah,
it's weird. Australia does censor anime. Australia censors anime a lot.
Yeah.
But so did the U.S. for a very long time.
Yeah. Well, we had to talk about that the other day. Just the varying degrees of like, let's do something safe, like alcohol consumption between here and say Germany.
Yeah.
Like legal drinking age or how it's viewed, right? And other things. Yeah. So we've seen some censorship on animes that we've watched. Not like Australia, and Australia's been they got a real stink not too long ago about that, didn't they?
Yeah, and video games too. I mean, remember
that?
What was the game? One of the games got removed completely. Was it RimWorld that got removed completely from Australia? Because the console version got taken down? I don't remember what it was. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Yeah, see if you can find it real quick. I remember that going through. That's strange. There was one game where the developer refused change. And he was censored out of Australia.
It was RimWorld. Yeah, the Steam version of RimWorld was removed from Australia because they said no to the console version. So they removed the Steam version as well.
Yeah. Sorry, you said RimWorld. I think of Terry Pratchett.
I understand.
So.
No, censorship with video games is weird. And again, Japan's always asking for a lot of censorship when it comes to games coming over, but normally it's just like you said, it's the color of the blood. We're going to shift this a little bit tonally. Or it's, hey, we're going to change one scene here or there. I think Red Dead Redemption 2 was a big one where your character can bathe. Arthur Morgan can bathe in Red Dead Redemption 2. And in that, he can get a little promiscuous with some of the women that work at the bathhouses. And I remember there was a scene that was modified there in Japan. But
you don't publicize that.
But it was, just reasonable stuff, I think. And this one just doesn't feel that way. But I don't know the whole story. I don't know what else is going on,
Yeah. Interesting.
We'll see. Next up, we don't normally talk about this company on here, but this is kind of big news.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Overwatch boycott. And it's not Overwatch 2 boycott, I suppose. It's not a boycott because the reason that people originally said they were going to boycott it, but it is still kind of an important boycott. Not that long ago, Overwatch 2 put out some new cosmetics.
Yes.
That were very expensive. It started slowly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Japan does have JAVs. That's very true. But they censor a bunch of those too, for what it's worth. They added a Pachimari to Overwatch 2, right?
Yeah.
As it's a Overwatch's unofficial mascot, right? They added a keychain that you can get in game, and it costs $7 in game. But you can buy the exact same keychain in real life on Blizzard's website for $5. So it started off slow, right?
Yeah.
However, things escalated to the point where there's a $20 pack that is ridiculously overpriced for just a couple skins. While the game, by the way, is having major problems, such as May being completely unavailable to play. And I just want to put this out here. I still have not touched Overwatch 2. I said on this channel I was not going to play Overwatch 2, and I have not.
No, I boycotting Overwatch 2 before it was cool.
Right. But if people are playing it, maybe going, hey, Bastion was down for a while and nobody can play him. Now he's back, but May is gone. Nobody can pick her. But here's a $20 skins.
That's nuts.
And when I said $20 pack earlier, let me clarify. I didn't mean it's $20 for a pack of skins. I meant they released a pack of skins, each one being $20.
That's nuts. Look, now that just doesn't make it so greedy.
Yep.
So greedy. I mean, if you pay $20 for DLC, I expect something to do with the game, some kind of playing. It's $20 for the next Lotro.
Yeah.
Expansion, right?
Yeah. And there's a ton of content in that.
A ton of content. There's new zones. There's new stuff you're going to be able to do. There'll be some new cosmetics too. That's insane, man.
It's $20 for the Living World season that I just bought, that I'm on right now, that lets me get new masteries that make it where my mounts can have my health while also having 6 new maps full of cool new things to do, with a bunch of things to acquire, with 6 new story chapters. Like, compare that to, I could spend $20 for a Mercy skin. And here's the worst part, right? Overwatch 1 had loot boxes. Loot boxes aren't good, but loot boxes meant that you didn't have to pay money, because every time you level up, you got a loot box. You didn't have to pay money. You had a chance to get these skins. Overwatch 2 doesn't have that. So you just have to buy them if you want them. And
see, the thing that aggravates me is that the target audience for this is much younger than I am.
Right.
In fact, the target audience for this don't have jobs.
Yeah.
That's not against them. They're too young. They don't have jobs. The problem is you are taking advantage of that.
Yeah.
Because you know how kids are. And this is 101% taking advantage of kids. This is the reason why they have advertising laws about trying to take advantage of children.
Yeah.
It just seems so bothers me, man. It seems so greedy. A $20 skin. That's stupid.
There are a couple bundle options you could get, though. You could get the $44 Defenders of the Castles bundle, which gives you 4 skins for characters from Overwatch 1 that are just old skins that they already had in Overwatch 1. You could get that, or you could get a 2600 bundle to get a bunch of like weapon charms and stuff along with the character, along with the skin. You could get their charms and their highlight intros and everything, but you can't just buy the skin individually. And it's only on sale right now for Halloween, which is over now.
Yes, it is.
So the $2,600 pack to be able to get a skin, if you just wanted, or $2,600, I'm sorry, $2,600 coin, $26 pack. If you just wanted the skin, you can't just buy the skin anyway. You have to get the pack. It's now $37.
Jeez, man. Boy, that's a rip.
Yep. But I mean,
no way to earn them in game.
Nope.
No way. Even if it's a grind.
I mean, you can earn the coins in game slowly.
Yeah. Okay.
But you can't buy the individual skin anyway. You have to buy the package, the bundle.
Okay. That's just dumb.
But like, there's a really funny tweet here that's like, hey, the comparison, a pack of skins for Fortnite, 13 pounds. It's a single skin, but you have all the different like color variations of it. You can see it in third person, so you always get to see it. It comes with a built-in emote, comes with a built-in emoticon, versus Overwatch's 2 Junker Queen skin for 16.79 pounds. That is one skin for one character out of 30, and you can't even see it because the game's in first person.
Man.
So, you know. And I think, again, this is bad enough, right?
Yes.
But isn't it worse that even the old skins are still this price? The skins that have been in the first game?
Oh, yeah.
Why are they so expensive? They're not even new skins. I might own that skin in Overwatch 1 already, which I can still play.
Some parents going to get a charge on the card like $300.
Yeah.
But doesn't my character look cool?
Yeah.
No.
Can't even see them, Mom. I can't even see them.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, that's a fun thing.
I'm just confused, man, because this is not a new thing of making purchases in game,
right,
to get stuff, and this just seems like one of the worst setups for it.
Yeah,
just the pricing and what you're getting ever.
Yeah,
this should be getting better.
So, like, for my birthday, we're talking skins, right? For my birthday, my girlfriend got me a pack of skins in Guild Wars 2.
Okay,
it was 2,000 gems, which is roughly equivalent to like $15. And it's 5 skins, one for each of my mounts. Each one of those skins has 4 different dye slots on it that I can dye whatever color I have unlocked to make them look however I want them to look. Each one of them has a cool frost effect that happens every single time I summon them, every single time I use their ability. The Jackal mount in Guild Wars 2 has a teleport. Every time I teleport, instead of just a little, like, gap close, now I get, like, a cool ice ring effect in the color that I made the Jackal.
Yeah.
So all of my characters have these skins for all of my mounts that all have different color effects on them because each of my characters is different colored with all the different dyes. And each of them has, like, little, like, what's the right word? Like little winter gloves on and little masks on, and they look so cute. And that wasn't even the price of that one Junker Queen skin.
Yeah, I think, yes, microtransactions, that's the business model now for so many of them. But that's $20 is not micro.
Right. That's a macro transaction. For $20, I better be getting a skin for every character.
Oh, gosh.
When Overwatch 1 launched, the launch bundle that you could buy it with, where you got the, like, starter edition, was $20.
Ugh.
That gave you a skin for 7 characters, as well as a bunch of cool stuff.
Because retail stores are still selling copies of Overwatch 1.
Yeah.
You didn't buy them back.
Right. That's bliss.
Oh.
That's bliss.
Yes. They're terrible.
I do have one more story here.
Okay.
But I also have a topic for if we have, like, too much time at the end here.
Okay.
And it's a special topic that has come up during this podcast. But we have another story here because we're talking about boycotts. Let's talk about another boycott.
Okay.
Let's talk about the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 boycott.
I'm all for this. All for boycotting these games, but let's find out why.
So, do you know what skill-based matchmaking is? Because when you see it abbreviated, right?
Yeah.
When you see it abbreviated, you might think it's Super Smash Brothers Melee. It's not. Skill-based matchmaking is a thing that's been in a lot of games over the years. It is basically, hey, sometimes it works, most of the time it doesn't, but sometimes it does. It's basically, hey, you play at this level, we're going to try and pair you with people that are at this level, right?
Yeah.
That has, for the first time in a long time, been introduced to Call of Duty with Modern Warfare 2. And it has some of the pro players a little upset. To the point where they are boycotting the game. Now I want to specify how this boycott works. This is why I left this redacted on your news, because I didn't want you to read anything about this. They're not boycotting the game as in not buying the game. They're still buying the game. They're boycotting the game as in not streaming the game. They won't stream them playing multiplayer. That's the boycott.
That'll get them.
Would you like to know why?
Sure. Let's hear this.
The whole thing is because these pro streamers, and I'm going to call them out here. I'm not going to say their names, but they're being little babies about this, are mad that they won't be able to just constantly stomp new players for their streams. To quote one of the biggest Call of Duty streamers, which I don't have a lot of respect for this guy because he was caught up in all that gambling stuff with kids a couple years back.
Yeah.
One of them that was supposedly run off the platform and is back says that the whole purpose of his streams is being able to show how cool his gameplay is. And I feel like he wanted to say he is instead of his gameplay. But how cool his gameplay is. And he can't do that if he's up against people that are his skill level. He needs to be able to play against people that can't compete with him so he can get epic, cool montages.
No. This makes me think back. Okay. A while back, I was having a lot of fun. I was playing a driving game, Horizon.
Yeah.
I thought, right, okay. Forza Horizon 5.
Yeah.
That. And you go through, and it starts you out, if you race online, it started you out with novices, and if you won, it moved you up.
Right.
But what's funny is if you came back down and tried to be cool, and you're like a really good driver, and you would get called out.
Yeah.
Don't race here anymore.
Right.
You know, and the players would move that driver up.
Yeah.
Or they could move that driver up. It's kind of funny because I think of all these streams where I've seen people just, triple kill and stuff, checking out what other people have done. And it's like, yep. And now these people are mad because you're not going to get to teabag an 8-year-old on a video game now?
Yep.
Oh, man.
Do you want me to make you more frustrated with these players?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, Infinity Ward put out a statement about why they introduced skill-based matchmaking to this game. And in that statement, they talked about how they had many players that never improved in the ranking because they were constantly being squashed by people higher in the rankings, people that were higher leveled than them. And specifically, it felt bad for the dad that has to come home from work late and only gets to play like 2 or 3 matches a night and is just looking to relax and constantly gets squashed. And my heart went, ooh, that's absolutely right, because that's what happens when you see those montages. It's children and men and women, people that have come home from a long day and get nothing. And it's this go ahead. Sorry, I can see you're ready to talk.
Well, no. I just want to make sure that was the company, the gaming company that said that. Pointed that out to the programmers on that.
Right.
I like that. Golly.
Because that's exactly what's going on, right? To get your cool montages, you're having fun at the expense of their fun. You play this game 6 to 8 hours a day. There is no way you can compare to their skill level. Your 2 skill levels are so far apart.
Yeah.
It would be like if somebody tried to do what you can do in Lotro with your max level character that just started playing.
Now I'm really liking this more and more because now, even though it's them, because now if you pull off one of those moves now and you're able to do it consistently, you really are good.
Yeah, absolutely.
You really are good.
Yeah, you're moving up the ranks. And again, skill-based matchmaking isn't perfect, right? It's not always going to put you against people that are just... That's true. That would not work at all. That's absolutely true in Battle Alliance. But you're always going to be up against people that are somewhat better than you and somewhat worse than you, right? Unless you're the best player, which means you're still going to have matches where you get triple kills. You're just going to then have a moment where you go up against somebody that's at your skill level. And I don't understand this mindset of, like, if you just want to stomp, go play against bots.
Yeah.
If I'm going to play a PvP game, I want to play against people that are going to give me a good challenge. I don't want to just be able to walk in and win. If I want to do that, I'll play bots. I'll play PvE.
Like you said, it's no fun on the bottom side of that.
Yeah.
Look, if I hop onto a shooter PvP game, all right, and I happen to know that, say, I don't know, Dr. Disrespect, whatever, I don't know who's a cool guy now, is on there, I probably expect to get squashed.
Right.
Like you're saying, if I'm going on there after taking care of crap all day, I want some people at my level that are going to goof up like me, and so I might win a couple and lose a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't want it one way the whole time either way.
I don't mean to, like, push up my own credit here, but I'm dang good at Titanfall 2. I have put over 300 hours into Titanfall 2, right?
Okay.
I played Titanfall 2 originally on PlayStation. I put over 300 hours on Titanfall 2 on PlayStation. When I got my Xbox One, I started playing Titanfall 2 on Xbox One. Because I was like, hey, here we go. It's a chance to play Titanfall in the bedroom. Here we go. And was unstoppable, basically, in PvP for the first, like, 20 ranks. And I'm not trying to talk myself up. I felt bad because I was smurfing.
Yeah.
I knew that the people I was playing against, because that has skill-based matchmaking, were not at my level. They had not put over 300 hours into that game. They did not know how to utilize that grappling hook like I did, and it was not fair to them.
Yeah.
But, yeah, play Gundam Evolution or GBO2. Yeah, if you started trying to play GBO2 today with people that have funnels in there, you're going to have a bad time. So, like, it's important. Skill-based matchmaking, it doesn't always work, but it's important, right?
They've been trying it for years, right?
Yeah.
I do believe that was the advertising of some games on the original Xbox.
Yeah.
On the very first Xbox was, hey, we're going to try to match you up based on skill.
Yeah.
And then, it had it had the question at the beginning, what skill level are you?
Right.
And then that's where your starting point was. I don't know. They've been trying to do it forever. Hopefully get it right. That's a really, really pathetic. If you're that good, guess what? I mean, you're going to be ranked up and you're going to have some good matches.
That's right. I do want to clarify here. I'm not a big fan of Kotaku, but they brought out an example that I thought was really funny, which was, I have two things to share with you here. Kotaku's example to it all was, this is like when a heavyweight boxer that's got a ton of muscle takes on a lightweight half their size. If you want to be the best, man, you got to beat the best. You can't just go beat everybody else.
Yeah.
PvP and Gundam Breaker 3, that'd be you'd get stomped by people like Will that have that game completely beaten. And the final thing I want to say about this is there was a single Twitter comment that got incredible acclaim to this, that was quote tweeting this streamer that started all this and just said, what would Goku think about this? And I gotta ask, because I agree, what would Goku think? Goku's not gonna go on Modern Warfare 2 and play against, like, brand new people. Goku's gonna go shoot for the best. He's gonna shoot for the top.
Yeah.
Just, ask yourself, what would Goku think?
Yes.
Yeah, Will has like 60 plus funnels. I do have a short topic we could cover real quick.
Okay.
Before we hit your corner.
All right.
This is technically news, but it's not as much news because it always happens. But it's an interesting discussion, I think, for like the next 10 minutes or so.
Okay.
God of War Ragnarok is on Twitch already, 2 weeks from launch, because a brick and mortar store sold it 2 weeks ahead of time.
No, that's not good.
And This is a problem that has plagued the gaming industry for a long time. Brick and mortar has to abide by street dates. And so, like, Cory Barlog put out a big thing of, like, hey, we're doing our best to pull footage down as quick as we can. We're trying to make sure people aren't spoiled. We're sorry. But it's not their fault.
No.
It's 100% brick and mortar retailers selling it when they shouldn't. And it might not even be on purpose, right?
Yeah. Well, if you got a big display, it's just your manager, you don't show the date, you got a big display that comes in, big box of games, you need to make room on your back dock.
Yeah.
You're going to put that out. It's happened. Walmart's done it.
Yep.
But
I can just as easily see somebody going, hey, do you have any copies of God of War Ragnarok? And somebody that doesn't know any better going to the back and go, yeah, here's one.
Yeah. Wow.
But what do you think about that? What do you think when it comes to, because we've both been on the back end of a warehouse. We've both had those things that come in that are street dated. And you got to try and make sure people don't mess with it. The way that we always tried to handle it at the place that I worked was to put like cardboard around it with the street date on the cardboard so people couldn't even see what it was.
Yeah. It's usually marked.
But
I don't know. You've got to. Obviously, we live in a digital age, so a lot of this digital stuff can go through. But your brick and mortar store in places that are still relevant, and they're putting things out. They have to stick with that date because that has to. Otherwise, there's no way you're gonna be able to have it at the same. Hey, this is release date, so they can have it out on the floor on release date.
That's right.
And if you got, they're gonna cut that off. And I think brick and mortar gaming's having it rough anyway, man.
Yeah, its days are numbered.
If this keeps happening, the companies, the studios, gonna have no choice but to go, hey, no, we don't want that. We're gonna go digital. We're gonna do something else, or hey, you're gonna get it. We'll have it delivered to you like the day of.
Yeah,
and that would just that'd be aggravating.
There is a different thing that came up with this same game, which is somebody ordered a special edition. Look back from the ad. Somebody ordered a special edition Football Manager 2023 PS5. Like bundle.
Yeah.
Amazon sent them a God of War Ragnarok PS5 bundle.
Well.
So they're getting to play it early.
Yeah. Well, that's. I know that's ordering online. That's still technically brick and mortar.
Yep.
You're gonna have to have that stuff set away. The same way, same way with movie releases. Your cinema, your theater, was gonna have the little thing that the movie's on. They're gonna have the movie before its release date. They just don't show it.
Yeah.
Set it up and get it set and ready to go. It's because games are as big as they are and as big and important they are. They're another form of storytelling, expressing views. There's all kinds of things you can do with games, right? This is going to be a bigger and bigger deal. And some people may say this and go, well, that's some mistakes, not a big deal. But for the studio, I don't mean to be taking up for the studio. The studio, they've got people that they have paid to set this up for this day, all this stuff out to do special things on this day, and so it's a pain, man. That's a bad break.
It is.
That's not good.
My understanding is the person who got the God of War PS5 specifically said, "Don't worry, I'm not going to stream it." But whether they stick to that, but I do know there was
way ahead with it. Well, they just wait till the day that its release date to start streaming it. They'll be way ahead.
Yeah. I do know there was a problem a while back. One of the many channels on YouTube that just exists to show games before they come out and to spoil bosses in the thumbnails and titles and stuff where they were specifically going to brick and mortar stores to try and buy games early so they could put those videos out. And that's not cool, man.
Yeah. No, this is not, secret political information that the world needs to know. This is a video game.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not Edward Snowden.
Right.
Calm down. All right. Well, that was just a fun little aside. Let's throw it over to Rungrid's Corner.
All right. Well, my pen's not writing. There it goes. Okay. Oh, as you know, we always start this off with a birthday. And today's birthday is Treyfish.
Yeah.
Treyfish's birthday. Happy birthday, Treyfish.
Thank you.
Do that. Now, I got this story. It's a little bit different for tonight. Okay? And make sure. Okay, there we go. All right, so this involves Florida man.
Okay.
So a little different, but I'm gonna read the news story to you because it's kind of strange. All right. So a Florida man was driving a vehicle missing 2 tires and was pulled over by law enforcement. And he said that paranormal activity was responsible for him driving on the 2 tires. All right. Andreas Arruela Montalegre, he was 29, was stopped on an Interstate 75 ramp near Marion Oaks on October 23rd at about 4 a.m. After Marion County Sheriff's deputies noticed the vehicle's hazard lights were on and that the tires on the driver's side appeared deflated. The deputy then realized that the tires were not deflated, but missing. And the driver was driving on the 2 rims. So they stopped him. When they asked about damage to the vehicle, the driver told the deputy that someone had put a curse on him to hit the curve too hard. And he was given a do-or-die choice. The driver was given a do-or-die choice, which he can drive home without tires or set the car on fire and sleep in the median. That was his choice from the curse. They asked him to step out of the vehicle, and he did. He was a little unsteady on his feet, apparently. But so when he got out, the deputy wanted to perform sobriety tests on him.
Right.
Which very upset him. He began cussing at the deputy and explaining, look, somebody put a curse on me. This is paranormal activity. Now, the police were trying to calm him down, and he told one of the officers, if you mess with me right now, let me tell you something. I'm going to break your head with a baseball bat, and then I'm going to skin you alive. Now, I am not a lawyer, but don't say that to the police.
Right. Yeah, no, for sure.
Just, I think that's a good rule to follow, right? Okay. So underneath this curse that caused him to drive on 2 non-existent tires, do that. So the deputy decided to search the driver. So he spit on them. He spat in the face of one of them and continued cursing. Then, as the operator went to wipe the spit off, the driver tried to grab their taser. So they picked him up and put him in the back. The way the story reads, maybe it wasn't as funny, but apparently he tried to grab the taser, so they just picked him up and put him in the back of a squad car. No. It was kicking everybody. Kicking on her. But now for this curse, I'm starting to believe this man is cursed because for all the spitting and fighting and stuff, the way that could fall, he could be facing up to 25 and a half years behind bars.
Man.
Now, all the stuff he said did not. Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Man, all the I don't know, that 25 years in jail sounds like a pretty rough curse.
Yeah.
and all that. But I think the important thing is, don't threaten to hit a baseball bat, a police officer with a baseball bat in the head, and then threaten to skin him alive. I think that will
seems like a mistake.
put a damper on your situation.
Don't think that's a good idea.
And then spitting in his face. I don't think that's going to be beneficial.
Like if he was cursed, he should have just asked for a priest or something.
Yeah. And do they curse the car as well, or is that just an extension of his curse?
Also, like, what curses give you a choice?
Well, you can die or drive the car home. He said do or die, but then he didn't mention dying. He said you just have to set the car on fire and sleep in the median.
Yeah. Like, hold on now.
Now, for a little extra excitement for this, all this was caught on body cam.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, went through.
All right.
So now, I guess not only the animal uprising that we've talked about for months, and I know there's alligators and
yeah, he could have asked for ice cream. Yeah,
exactly.
Relax, man.
Calm down,
Offer some ice cream to the person who cursed you. Maybe they'll take the curse off.
Like, and I understand. Be upsetting when you get pulled over. Just take a breath.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to find, what driving me nuts is they keep talking. Keep talking about like they want him to take a sobriety
test. Yeah.
Yeah. Of that. There is no there's nothing that says that he took the sobriety test.
Right.
But he's got 2 counts of battery of law enforcement officer, resisting an officer with violence, attempt to deprive an officer of means of protection or communication, corrupt by threat against public servant, and then driving under the influence. They threw it in there anyway.
Yeah. No, officer, you don't understand. He wasn't drunk. He was cursed.
Right. He's cursed. Come on. There has to be some kind of legal loophole for that. You're not responsible when you're cursed.
I didn't mean to spit on him. I was cursed.
Wasn't going to technically skin him alive.
The curse was going to do that.
Like that. So I'll be keeping my eyes out on animal uprising and curses now.
Watch out, bearded man. He's going to spit on you.
Oh. Did the cop have a beard? No, I don't have. It wouldn't give me pictures of I didn't get pictures of the police officers through there. So I couldn't find out. I don't know. Probably not. Probably not.
I love the idea of, my options were drive it home with 2 wheels and the other 2 just gone, or set it on fire and sleep in the median. I imagine a little hag going, "These are the options I give you."
Yeah. Like instead of touching his cheek and going thinner, she was like median.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Obviously, it was a terrifying curse.
Yeah.
But yeah, the result of it is 25 years in jail. Oh man.
Oh man. All right. Let's. You got any plugs, good sir?
Man, I don't this week. I should. I need to start going on that. Start plugging stuff that I've been watching. But I don't have anything.
Don't really have any plugs. But
I'll tell you what, I do.
Okay.
Okay. There's a band. This is gonna need a little backstory.
Okay.
All right. And there's a band called The Darkness. Now, they got the biggest song that I can think of probably is I believe in a thing called Love. And I dig that song. Okay. Dig it. But he's got a little show he does on YouTube, Justin Hawkins Rides Again.
Okay.
Where he listens to music and he gives insight and stuff like that. Well, every day just about every day he puts one of these out, and every day I've been going and reminding him that I'm his rival. So I am going to blog my rival, Justin Hawkins Rides Again. With that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we should have it set up here pretty soon, Will.
Yeah, get that taken care of.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'll do that. But that's what I'll do. Justin Hawkins. Those had a nice hat on for a few of his last episodes.
Well, it's time then for us to review your assignment.
Oh, okay.
Gotta tell you, watched your assignment. I thought you were kind of horrifying. There were so many times where your eyes were replaced by the light of St. Elmo's flame that I didn't know for sure where it was going. It felt like you still deep inside were looking for that beast inside and thought Frog Detective would show you the way. But on the whole, you did complete the game, which completes the assignment. You solved the mystery.
Yes.
So this time, we will call it a clear.
Okay.
Give you the stamp of approval. But I have gathered together 2 more options for your next assignment, and I will put them in the poll now. And my gut says that unless other people that aren't vocal want to join in here, that Will might get free choice as to what your next assignment is.
All right.
But your next assignment poll is up now for 2 minutes.
All right. All right. Well, you got some good ones.
I feel like one of the options is going to win just because of its name, but we'll see.
Really? Okay. Okay. We'll see. Everybody can take a look at it.
That was a very cute game that you played.
Yeah. Yeah. It was.
I liked it. When it comes to your assignment, my goal is always to try and find weird and interesting titles.
Right.
Things that will be enjoyable, not just for you to play, but also for people to watch. These 2, I think, fit that bill.
Okay.
We will see Raging with the Rugrat. While that poll continues, let's remember that tomorrow you will be playing your assignment.
Yes.
Thursday, we will be talking more 1D&D, the stuff that we're going over there.
Yes.
Then Friday, I'll be finishing the Gundam Unicorn. The poll is up on YouTube and on Twitter for what we're going to paint the next Friday. And right now, Death Guard is winning. So we're paying some Nurgle boys, some Plague Marines.
There you go.
And then Monday, of course, we'll be back with MMO Mondays. Leveling up, getting some story done there, all that fun stuff.
Yeah. We need to we'll have to do some more chicken runs at some point.
Yeah.
Set aside a Monday.
Listen, I know what I'm choosing. And the poll is finished. And the winner is I Am Fish. So I'm sending you the code.
I'm playing a game called I Am Fish.
Yep.
All right. Specific. Okay. Very specific type of fish, or is it?
I believe it is a goldfish.
Oh. Okay. All right. All right. We'll find out.
Your goal is to swim to freedom. That is your assignment. And we will see how well you are able to do so.
Okay. Okay. I will be a fish.
I'm excited. It's going to be fun.
Oh, man.
But, of course, we have the usual stuff coming up. That Gundam XCon episode should go up this week. I have to record more stuff for the rest of this week. I am, a little low on stuff because the days that I wasn't here, but we'll have podcast highlights to fill that out. So, we got more cool stuff coming like always. Anything else that we might have forgotten? I'm trying to think. I don't think we missed anything.
No.
I think we're good.
I think we're good. I think we had a pretty good show this week. There's some interesting stories. Raging with Run. Yes. On Wednesdays, Raging with Running.
With all that said, then, I've been Trey.
I've been Rungren.
We've been the Full Spectrum Podcast. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum that life has to offer.